Hello and welcome to our Easter Eve crafts and baking session. First of all, hello, hi to Maisie and Harry, and a very happy 90th birthday to Rhoda, and a very, very happy 100th birthday to John. Keep watching, there might be a surprise for you at the end of this session. Hello. I've been doing some egg decorating with Fido this morning. Here's one that I made, and here's one that Fido made. Unfortunately, he was a little bit too vigorous, so he got his teeth into it, so it got a little bit broken. But as he says, it's perhaps appropriate for Easter because at Easter, Jesus got broken for us. So maybe that's appropriate. I'm going to save that as a symbol of Easter. So here we are, we've got lots more blown eggs here to decorate, and a little bit later Fido's going to do some colouring on these eggs very delicately. We're going to thread a string through them and hang them on an Easter tree. So today I'm going to show you how to make an Easter tree. You might remember that Jesus died upon the cross, and sometimes in the Bible it's referred to as he hung upon the tree. So the tree is another name for the cross. And you might want to think about the tree of life today and how through the cross, which brought death, new life came. So here's a tree, an outline for a tree. And if you go online onto our church website, you'll find a template for making this tree, or you can make up your own. The main thing is to make sure that the bottom is flat. And you need to cut out 2 trees exactly the same, okay? 1, 2. When you've done that, in one of them, going halfway down, you make a little slit going halfway down the tree. And in the other one, you make a slit from the bottom going halfway up, okay? So what happens is this one goes on there like that, and they slot together to make a tree that stands up, okay? So there's your tree, your Easter tree. And then you might want to choose what you put on your Easter tree, and it's entirely up to you what you put on there. You might want to make some little miniature Easter eggs. I've got some little tiny Easter eggs here, little card Easter eggs, and put a little hole in and hang some cotton on. You can put a little prayer on the back so the pattern shows from the outside and the prayer remains secret. It goes inside to in the tree. So you might want to do some prayers for things that you want new life for, where you want new life and new energy. I'm going to use green eggs for those. And I'm going to use some yellow Easter eggs to do some thank you prayers, things that are bringing me joy at the moment, things that I'm thankful for in my life. And I've got some blue Easter eggs here to remind me of water. Water brings life and remind me of my baptism. So you might want to use blue to remind you of your baptism. Be thankful that you're baptised into Jesus Christ. I've got some slightly darker coloured eggs here, maybe things that I'm sorry for, things that I've done wrong, and I'll write my sorry prayers on those slightly darker coloured eggs. Or you can just put decorations on. What you could do, you could take a decoration, this is a yellow one, and you could just say a little prayer inside your heart and say, "Dear Jesus, thank you for bringing me new life and joy." And keep that prayer a secret. You could just say it inside your head, not out loud like I did, and then hang that onto your prayer tree. Here's a blue one, reminds us of water. Thank you for water to wash in, keep us clean, give us life and energy and new life. It's another blue bauble. Thank you for the waters of baptism to bring me to new birth with Jesus. Lord God, thank you for all the happy times that will come again when we can have holidays and meet with family. And this one, I'm going to say a prayer inside my head for something that I'd like new life for. Amen. I'm going to put that green bauble on the tree with my secret prayer in that only God will know. So these prayers later can be added onto the tree. So I hope you enjoy having a go at making your own Easter prayer tree. Perhaps you'd like to let Fido know how you got on with that. Fido's finished making his egg and it's quite delicate, isn't it? It is. We're going to hang it on the tree. We are. Okay, shall I help you? It's beautiful. You've made a lovely job. I'll show it to the boys and girls. Got all those lovely colours, red and green and yellow, painting on there that you've done. That's really lovely, Fido. Well done. Where would you like it? You'd like it to go around this side? Okay. Fantastic. Put bits on there. There we are. We say a little prayer. Say, dear God, we thank you for all the joys that you bring us through Jesus Christ and that he loves us every single day of our lives. Amen. Bye. Hello. I'm going to show you how to make 2 different types of Easter cake. You can find a recipe online and it's 100 grams of self-raising flour, 100 grams of soft margarine and 100 grams of caster sugar and 2 eggs all mixed up together. It will make between 8 and 12 cakes depending usually on how big your eggs are. So you're going to need to get some square parchment, and then what you do, you push the parchment into a bun case to make the bottom like a circle, and then just carefully press the parchment in, okay? So that's a nice red one. And the other one we're going to do, which I've already squashed, is a brown one. Okay, this one is going to be a pretty Easter garden with the risen Jesus walking in the garden. And this one is going to represent the tomb and the Easter story. I'll explain what I mean in a moment, okay? So the dark, very dark stone-coloured paper represents the tomb, okay? So this one we're going to just fill with cake mixture, just a really good dessert spoonful of mixture in there. And then this one that's going to be the tomb, we're going to do something special. We're going to take a bun paper and I've written a message on the bottom. I've written love wins, or you could write Alleluia, Jesus is risen, okay? And you don't want to overfill it, only put a tiny bit of paper in, of mixture in. You're going to put that bun paper inside the tomb, okay? So this is the sad part and this is the happy part, and this is the cake that's going to come out with Jesus on and have a surprise message on the bottom, okay? So you put that into there. So don't overfill it, otherwise it will stick and it won't come out. And that's not what we want on Easter Sunday. We want Jesus to come out of the tomb so that we have that happy ending. Go. So they will take between 16 and 20 minutes in the oven, and you will make a whole big tray full. So we'll join you in a moment when these are ready for decorating. Hello, so now for decorating our cooled cakes. This one is the pretty Easter garden cake, and here's Jesus in the garden, and there's the stone from the front of the tomb that's been rolled away. Now I would like him to meet Mary, so I'm going to choose one of these jelly babies to be Mary, and here she is, and here is Mary meeting Jesus in the garden. So now we're going to do our tomb cake, which you can't give it to friends this year, but maybe if you practice this year, next year you can take one for a friend or a neighbour, and then you can tell them the story about Jesus going in the tomb, okay? So this cake represents Jesus, and we wrote a message on the bottom. On this one I wrote, Alleluia, he is risen. on the bottom, love wins and a heart. So love wins out with the Easter story. Love wins out over death. So I'm going to put some buttercream on the top of this cake and just ice that as carefully as I can on the top of the cake. And then I'm going to choose Jesus. You can either just put Jesus on, or you can put Jesus and you can use half a marshmallow, so it's got a bit sticky, for the stone that's been rolled away from the tomb. This one I'm going to choose, which Jesus shall I choose? I think I'll choose a red Jesus this occasion. So we're going to put that back into the tomb. So the idea is when you give it to someone, you tell them the story and then they can lift Jesus out of the tomb and read the message. So there we are, and we're going to put Jesus on the top of that cake, and I'm going to put the stone from the tomb in the background there. Now, I think he'd quite like to meet some of his friends, so I'm going to put lots of his friends that he would like to meet. Maybe that's Peter and John and Mary. Oh, there we are. Look, so he's meeting lots of his friends. So enjoy having fun decorating your own Easter story cakes. Oh, Fido's been making some chocolate Easter nests, haven't you, Fido? Oh, and he's putting them on the plate very carefully. What a clever boy you are. Oh, well done. Good boy. You're looking forward to eating one on Easter Sunday. You are. Which one's yours? That one? That one's yours, is it? It's got, and that one? Oh, you're having two, are you? My goodness, I think your eyes are bigger than your belly, aren't they? And that one as well. Well, there are several people in this family. You've got to learn to share, haven't you? Have you got to learn to share? Yes, you've got to learn to share with one another. Yes. Yes, you learn to share. Good boy. They look really lovely. Tell me, what did you put in them? What did you put in them? Lots of chocolate? You did? And did you put some bran sticks in? You did. They're very good for you, aren't they? Bran sticks. Very good for you. They're lovely. And some little eggs on the top. No, we're going to leave them on there, aren't we, for Easter Sunday? Good boy. Say bye-bye. Hello. Now I'm going to show you how to make an Easter story resurrection roll. The idea is we're going to make a tomb and we're going to put the body of Jesus in a tomb, and then the bread dough of the tomb is cooked in the oven, and you'll see what happens at the end. Okay, so I'm going to take a white marshmallow, and the white marshmallow represents the body of Jesus. Now I'm going to anoint his body with some oil, which is what would have happened in Jesus' time to people when they died, before they were buried. And I'm actually going to anoint his body with some spices. I've got mixed spices here, so cinnamon and cloves in there. So Jesus' body has been anointed for burial, and now we're going to use a piece of this roll. You can just buy it in a tube. It's like croissant roll. You get 6 on a roll. They come in a triangle. So I'm going to take one of these triangles and I'm going to make this into the tomb. So in effect I'm going to wrap the body of Jesus and seal him in the tomb. So I'm going to put one side over there and press that down. I'm going to put the other side over there and press that down. And then I'm going to gather the front up. Make sure there are no gaps and no holes. So roll in anything that is likely to let the marshmallow, which is Jesus, seep out, and then you turn it over and pop that onto the baking tray which you've greased first. So do that one again. Woo! I think that's Fido's cakes already. Should go off in a minute. So you take the marshmallow and anoint it in the oily butter, and then into the spices, mixed spices and cinnamon in there. Wipe my fingers, it's getting very sticky. And then you put that in the middle, wrap one side of the triangle over and press it down, wrap the other side of the triangle over and just tuck it away, and wrap the other end up, and then pinch all the edges to make sure there are no holes, and then pop that onto the tray. Okay? I think Fido's going to come and do one now. Should be fun. Don't know where he is. Fido, do you like to come and make one of these rolls? Actually, they tear off very easily. You don't actually need a knife. Hello, come and have a look and see what we're doing up here. Now this might be a little bit tricky for you, alright, so but you can watch, okay? So I'm going to make a resurrection roll, okay? And these rolls are going to be like the tomb that Jesus was in, okay? And this marshmallow, you got your eye on it, haven't you? That is Jesus, okay? And it's white to show that Jesus is pure. Alright? So that represents Jesus. So what we're going to do, we're going to anoint Jesus' body in the oil, like they would have done with bodies in Jesus' time. And then we're going to anoint his body with these spices. Can you give that a shake for me, that tub? Give it a little shake. Good boy, well done. Oh, you've got a little bit of butter on your whiskers. Oh dear. Yes, you'll be having a bath, won't you, on Easter Sunday? Maybe. Oh yes, you will. There we are. So that represents, tell me again, Jesus' body, and it's been anointed with oil and spices, and now we're going to wrap his body. Okay, just wipe my fingers. I'm going to wrap up Jesus' body. Look, yes, you are greasy. And we're going to make that into a tomb. There we go. Make sure there are no holes in it. I'm going to turn it over to make sure there are no holes in it, and pop that onto the baking tray. Alright, so this is what it's supposed to look like, okay? That is what it's supposed to look like when it comes out of the oven. The marshmallow will have melted, and when you cut into it or you break into it, the tomb will be empty to show that Jesus has risen from the dead. And what do we say? Hallelujah! He is risen, okay? Right, let's get those straight into the oven. Alright, say bye-bye. Bye. So this is what they look like when they come out of the oven, and they've risen up beautifully, and hopefully Jesus is no longer in there when we break in. If you don't seal them properly, the marshmallow will just come out a little bit. So I'm just going to leave those to cool, because the marshmallow will be very hot because it's sugary, and then we'll cut into one later. Okay, so now I'm carefully going to cut into one of these resurrection rolls and see if Jesus is risen from the dead. There shouldn't be a marshmallow in there. There might be some melted marshmallow there. Oh, and there we are. We have the empty tomb. It's a little bit of white. Perhaps that's the folded linen, the grave clothes of Jesus. But the tomb is empty. He is not there. He has risen. Hallelujah. I'll try another one. Let's cut this one. Oh, lovely. That's fantastic. Hope you've enjoyed that baking and the craft session that we've enjoyed together. Did you enjoy it, Fido? You did. And this cake has appeared. It's fantastic. Did you make it? You didn't. Your friend Lorna made it. She did. And she put it in your freezer. That was very kind of her, wasn't it? Now, it looks like there's a ball missing off the top. There are only 11 balls and there were 12 disciples, and that's what these balls represent, isn't it? No, it only has to have 11 on the cake. And why is that? Because Judas is not allowed to sit there because he betrayed Jesus. Oh, that's very sad. I've got Judas here because I think that Jesus still loved him, don't you? I think he did. Well, I don't know about you, but Lambie and I have really enjoyed all those activities. It's been really good fun. I hope you've enjoyed them too. And I look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow on Easter Sunday. Bye bye and God bless.